Nur-Sultan, Kazakhstan was setting for the 8th ITU World Cup of the 2019 season, the Kazakh capital formerly known as Astana having been renamed in March in honour of the outgoing president. Local water quality issues on the swim course forced officials to switch the format to a duathlon, meaning an initial 5 km on foot would then be followed by the 40 km bike and a final 10 km run. There was a bite in the air as the athletes got underway, quickly funneling into the narrow run track and out onto the city's purpose-built triathlon park. It was Diana Isakova of Russia who made the first move of the day, building up a significant lead over the rest of the bunched field, but with the likes of race number 1 Lisa Pertler of Austria, Germany's in-form Nina Eim and Australian Jazz Hedgeland behind, by the end of that first run phase they were all back in check and Isakova had been swallowed back up into the pack. Before the race, Japan's Ai Ueda spoke of her ongoing return from an injury sustained in Abu Dhabi back in March. But she looked back in form once again as she headed into T1 first to emerge alongside Aim, Mona Veal and Ireland's Carolyn Hayes. There was little daylight behind though, and the likes of Britain's Kate Waugh also wasted no time to push on, with Lisa Pertler right there too. It was that pair who headed up the front group after 4 laps on the bike. Meanwhile, Iceland's Edda Hannesdottir was closing the gap with every passing kilometre and hauling the chase back with her. With nobody among the leaders making a move, and the group's sheer size causing slowdowns at the hairpins, the entire field slowly came together until halfway through the penultimate lap, when Gorbanova of Russia took her turn out front, with all the pre-race favourites still right in contention. The second transition was almost a carbon copy of the first, Ueda again out front, Joanne Miller of Australia and almost the entire field right on their shoulders, hoping to stay in check. Ueda had a spring in her stride, however, and only Carolyn Hayes could match her lightning pace from the very first stages of that final 10 km run. It wasn't long before Pertler, Aim and Waugh, part of an 8-strong group chasing the two leaders, were half a minute back. Aim and Pertler had both found World Cup podium success recently, while Waugh had been struggling for form. But after another series of small kicks had taken her onwards, Ueda finally shook off Hayes and opened up a 10-second gap on her nearest rival. The experienced Japanese star showed no signs of easing up that pace either. Hayes equally untroubled by those formidable names among the athletes behind her as they struggled to make up any ground, the group thinning out slowly but surely over the final few hundred metres. That left Ueda to enjoy her moment and one final pass down the blue carpet with victory in the bag, another signature beaming grin as she took the tape. An equally delighted Carolyn Hayes was also in total control as she earned her first World Cup podium, a feat shared by Britain's Kate Waugh, the youngest woman in the field, who successfully pulled away from her more experienced counterparts to deliver a fine bronze.
My favorite part is running. Today changed the duathlon. I try very good situation, but I need a swim challenge. The next week Asian Championship push up the getting better.